Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another pregame video brought to you by the Jackal Den. I am your president and host, Daryl Keith Hennon, a.k.a. the Fairweather Rugby Fan, as we welcome the Utah Warriors to Choctaw Stadium tomorrow. Announcements as far as everything goes, you still know. Rick, the Jackal King Collins, man. I'm going to wear this for the rest of the video. $15, get them while they're hot. Absolutely great price, absolutely great product. We still have our merch site up for t-shirts, drawstring bags, hats, everything. I will probably be wearing the bucket hat tomorrow for the game. And we will be tailgating, rain or shine, Lot L. Gates open at 3 o'clock as the game has been moved to a 5 p.m. Central Standard Time start, hopefully to beat out some of this weather, which we will talk about momentarily. So like I said, lineups have been announced. Utah Warriors versus Dallas Jackals. The Utah Warriors are coached by former All Black Greg Cooper. They currently stand in fourth place at 6-0-4, 8 points behind the third place Houston SaberCats. Last weekend, they suffered a loss to San Diego by the score of 26-16. We last faced these guys back on, it looks like, February the 25th, where we were the loser, but with a bonus point, 33-25, the final score, kicking issues the whole game. I want to say it was either Tincho or Moroni that missed the first kick, and then Adrian Carlsa, it was just as bad. If those conversions had been made, we would have won the game. We get the weather report, not looking good, although the percentage has gone down, looking like kickoff temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, 76 for you Fahrenheit users. And at the time that I made the lineup sheet, it was a 70% chance. Now it is down to a 50% chance. So hopefully it keeps dropping lower and lower, because I'd love to see a huge crowd out there to cheer on the boys. And it's not often you can say the last time we played a team, we almost beat them. It's getting to where a lot of the teams, outside of Seattle, the last time we played them, we almost beat them. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go through Greg Cooper's line. This is an odd one. There is no Cliven Laubser and no former Chicago Bear NFL player Paul Lasike. They did not make the 23-man squad. So we'll go ahead and start off with the visiting Utah Warriors. A front row consisting of Kingston, Ontario, and Canada U20 veteran Emerson Pryor at prop. The other prop will be USA Eagle veteran Irish-born Paul Mullen. And the hooker starting out is going to be a Kiwi from New Zealand, a former Otago player, and Henry Bell. The lock pairing will be a Kiwi and former Auckland player in the NPC there in New Zealand, Jamie Lang, and from the Vrystaat Orange Free State there in South Africa, former Stormer Jury van Vouden. The flankers are going to be Sydney, Australia-born former USA U20 player Bailey Wilson, and Unhinga Havili is a Tongan-born player. He spent some time with Orlac in France and the Western Force in Super Rugby. And they will be anchored at number 8 by former MMA fighter Thomas Tuivasa. Yes, you can look him up on YouTube. He did fight MMA. It was kind of cool to watch. The scrum half and fly half combo will be former Hawke's Bay Magpie Connor McLeod and former Newcastle Falcon, also England U19 player Joel Hodgson. The wingers for this game at number 11 will be Joseph Mano. He formerly played for Tulsa RFC. And Logan Tago, a Washington State grad. The centering combo will be Tyler Fisher, a former Shark and Puma and SAU 20 player. And a guy that gave us hell the last time we played him, USA Eagle Mika Cruze. And this will be anchored off by former Crusader and Highlander Caleb McInerney, who also played in the last game we played against them. It is a 6-2 split coming off the bench this weekend for them. The front row replacements will be Joey Backey, a Western Michigan grad, Franco Vandenberg, a longtime staple with the Warriors, former Blue Bull in the Currie Cup in South Africa, former SAU 20 player as well, and former USA Eagle Angus McClellan. The other forward replacements will be Saya Ohila, who is a Tongan-born player. Lance Williams, who is actually a special needs preschool teacher. Pretty odd, cool job there. And John Dupree, a Central Washington grad. The back replacements out of Whangarei Aotearoa, or Whangarei, New Zealand, for anybody that's not familiar. Grandson of former All Black scrum half Sid Going is Zion Going. And the final replacement for them will be a center replacement in the form of Tomasai Tonga. That is the 23-man squad for Utah. Absolutely no changes being made to the Jackals this week. We will have a front row consisting of Nicholas Reval-Pitt, Dewey Kutsia, Juan Pablo Zeiss, Sam Gola, and Lucas Burr, the familiar locking combo. El Bigote himself, Conrad Aurora, will be in that number 7 jersey, and captaining the side once again, Hiranago Gomez Vara. And anchoring it all, Namibian international Adrian Boyson, who has been an absolute wrecking machine this year. Former Puma, 4 caps, finally got to meet him about that. Pedro Imhoff and former U20 Los Pumitas player, Ticho Elias, will make up the 9 and 10 combo for your Jackals. Campbell Johnstone, first try scorer in Jackals history, will be at the left wing with Aaron, the Weapon Gray. The weapon is out and safety is off. He will get the start at 14 for your Jackals. Alejandro Torres and Thomas Molanos will be the centering combo, and they will be anchored off by Marcos Moroni. A 5-3 split coming off the bench for your Jackals. The front row replacements being Liam Murray, Canadian international, Connor Robinson, the Boston kid, and another Canadian international from Winnipeg, Canada, Mr. Kyle Steeves. Carson Shoemaker and the Shoemaker clan will be in the house tomorrow. We'll be getting the run-on duties for the flanker, along with West Virginia alum Cam Nelson. Hot Wheels himself, that's the name I've dubbed Danny Christensen, the birthday boy just the other day. Made sure everybody go out and wish him a happy birthday. Will be the scrum half replacement, and JP Aguirre and James Viafale coming off the bench, it looks like. So like I said, minimal changes, no changes really to the Jackals starting 15. We didn't get to see much last week, obviously, with the first half of the game. Going in at halftime, we had the momentum going. We were owning them. This is kind of a weak Utah side. The lack of Paul Asike and Cliven Lobser, the Namibian international, will be the big difference maker, I think, for them. We almost beat these guys. I think the kicking issues will be null. On a completely different thing, I was able to attend an open training session on Tuesday, got to talk to the coaching staff, talk to the GM. One of the big questions I had brought up, I guess I haven't brought it up in any of the videos, is the fact that El Bigote Conrad Aurora has been moving to the back of the pack during the scrums, with Adrian Boyson moving up and El Bigote steering it from the back. I asked the coach why this was happening. Apparently, Adrian's a better tackler. Conrado is faster. So they feel comfortable switching it up like that, and I don't think that's a bad thing because, yes, Conrado plays sevens. He can run his ass off. So found out Thomas Baravale, the veteran hooker, the Benetton 61 cap man, broken wrist. Yeah, not good for him. But in his absence, Dewey has been great. Connor Robinson, we got the announcement this week. Sam Gola is, in fact, being invited to the camp for USA Eagles. No surprise to anybody there. I think we have another gentleman that will probably be getting invited at some point, and that would be Connor Robinson, our running off the bench. He's been absolutely money, and he's been just solid, and he just needs some more playing time. When he gets some playing time, he will do just fine. So with that big news, we got to go and see kind of the ins and outs. I was able to finally talk a bit. I talked with Thomas Baravale. We've talked online a lot more. We talked in person. And I actually walked out of the stadium with Thomas Baravale, Ticho Elias, and our starting and 2 try scorer a couple of weeks ago, Mr. Thomas Molanos. It's kind of hard. These names get kind of like Marco Moroni. I think everybody gets confused with the name. Ticho was Thomas was actually the captain of the U20 side when he played U20s for Argentina. But it was cool to just kind of talk to these guys, their background in the sport. They all started playing pretty young. I believe Tijo told me he didn't start playing until he was like 10 or 11, which is kind of a late start for rugby players, oddly enough. But just good to kind of get to know some of these imports because we don't really see a lot of them. I also talked to Naza, the backup scrum half, and I had a chance to talk to Pedro Imhoff because I knew he had some caps. I didn't know because it's not on Wikipedia, but yeah, he had 4 caps for the Pumas, the national side there in Argentina. But it was just good to kind of talk to some of those guys. Obviously, I always talk to Dewey, Aaron Gray, a lot of them, the local guys that were here last year. Talked to Campbell Johnstone a bit, talked heaps with Eric Naposki, but it was really good to just kind of talk to the coaching staff. They were very, very informative. Coach Augustine Cavalieri was very, very informative along with the assistant coaching staff. And just kind of building a good rapport with those guys. So it does make me proud and happy and hopeful for the future because they do have a general idea where they want to take this team. It's just about instituting things and getting the right pieces in place, which I'm not worried about. I still think we have a couple of wins left in our gas tank before the end of the season. I don't think this is going to be a 1-win season. I think we're going to have multiple wins this season. And next year, hopefully, we're competing for a playoff spot. And within a couple of years, we're competing for a championship. I do think that we have the good staff, right staff in to make this happen. So we will see how everything goes. But like I said, 50% chance of rain as of this recording. Hopefully it goes down. But I hope to see all of you out there this weekend. Tomorrow, it's going to be great. I will be bringing out a coworker from my day job. His name is... Collier. He's a German guy. So maybe when you meet him, you can ask, hey, how do you actually pronounce your name? But it'll be his first time at a rugby match. So hopefully he enjoys it. I've never taken anybody to a rugby match and they said it sucked at the end of it. Everyone I take, they always want to go back. With that being said, once again, this is the Jackal Den YouTube. I am your president once again, and this is made by the fans for you, the fans. Cheers, guys.